Now I'm going to talk about one of the major categories of typefaces, which is serif. Serifs are highlighted in this word here. A serif is a small decorative stroke or line added to the ends of the main strokes of a letter form in certain typefaces. The serifs create horizontal lines that subtly help guide the reader's eye along the line of text. This improves flow and reduces visual fatigue over long passages. This has been proven through scientific studies. Consequently, serif typefaces are always preferred over typefaces without serifs, called sans serif, for body copy and printed materials. This is not true for web pages, as I will explain shortly. One of the subcategories of serif typefaces is old style. Old style serif typefaces are inspired by the natural movement of a pen in hand. Their letter forms are said to have a humanist design, that is, a warm, organic feel, which feels natural to the eye. Here's an example of an old style serif typeface. This is Gaudi Old Style. Old style fonts have the following characteristics: diagonal stress, moderate thick-thin stroke contrast, which mimics how we naturally perceive shape. This slight variation keeps the eye engaged but not distracted. And the serifs on lowercase letters are slanted like this. When we say old-style serif typefaces have high readability and are invisible in print, we mean that they support the reader's eye in moving smoothly through the text without drawing attention to themselves. These typefaces have been used in books for centuries, so we're subconsciously trained to read them with ease. The design disappears into the background as we absorb the content. Old style is best for long passages of body copy in printed materials, like books, magazines, and newspapers. Here are 3 examples of common old style typefaces. Pause here to do a skills challenge. Open the graphics program you most commonly use and find where in that program you select fonts. See how many old style serif fonts you can identify in the list from the way they look, and then unpause to go to the next slide. Modern serif typefaces are similar to old style, but as the title says, they're more modern looking. In the modern serif style, in this example of Baskerville Oldface, we have the following characteristics: high contrast between thick and thin strokes, vertical stress instead of diagonal stress that you saw in old style. That means upright letter forms and no diagonal flow. And there are flat serifs that are often hairline thin. Overall, it has a crisp, elegant, and formal appearance. Modern serif typefaces have a cold but elegant look, but they can feel a little too stark if overused. You can balance it with warm imagery or contrasting typography. Modern style serif typefaces are not ideal for long paragraphs of body text. Old style typefaces are better for that. Modern serif typefaces are best for headlines, titles, and luxury branding. Here are 2 examples of common modern serif typefaces. Pause here to do a skills challenge. Open the graphics program you most commonly use and find where in that program you select fonts. See how many modern serif typefaces you can identify in the list from the way they look. Then unpause to go to the next slide. Slab serif typefaces have a bold, blocky look. They convey strength, stability, and confidence. Because of this, they're often used in sports, tech, or vintage branding. Some say that they have a geometric or mechanical feel, which can create a heavy and impactful presence. In the slab serif style, with this example of Century Schoolbook, we see the following characteristics: thick, block-like serifs called slabs. As you see here, the serifs on lowercase letters are horizontal and thick. There is little or no thick-thin transition or contrast in the strokes. The slab serifs are often the same thickness as the main strokes, with minimal stroke contrast. The letters look bold and uniform. And the stress is vertical, as you see here, not diagonal. The thick strokes and thick serifs of slab serif fonts mean that there is more ink coverage on the page. That's why they're said to create a dark page look. They create a heavier visual impression. The text looks denser or darker overall, especially in paragraphs. Compared to lighter or high-contrast typefaces like Old Style or Modern, slab serifs can make a page feel more bold, heavy, or solid. Slab serif typefaces are very legible at large sizes, and their boldness provides strong contrast against the background, which helps with quick recognition of letter forms. However, the dark page effect can make reading harder in body copy, unless letters are well spaced, and in long blocks of text, slab serifs can feel heavy or monotonous, leading to visual fatigue. Slab serif fonts are great for headlines, posters, logos, and packaging. Here are some common examples of slab serif fonts. Here's a skills application challenge. Open the graphics program you most commonly use and find where in that program you select fonts. See how many slab serif fonts you can identify in the list from the way they look, then go to the next video.